Welcome to the Beautiful Game. As always, I am Blake here with Ferris.
Hola.
And Ron.
What's happening?
And we have a packed pod ready to talk about the finishing of tournaments in Europe. And of course, today as we record this, the Women's World Cup just started.
I've been looking forward to that for so long.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. We're back to some World Cup to help us get through the post-Premier League season blues.
And the MLS is getting ready for break, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there is a break.
Soon, yeah, because the Gold Cup's about to start.
I mean, I
soon.
wouldn't know. Orlando's been on a break for a while, so feels like
Hey, we have to do.
No, that's not true. We've won 2 in a row now.
2 in a row?
Didn't we?
I know that is true, and yes,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
sad.
does feel
Yeah.
so sad.
Wait, did we win
Yeah,
2 in a row?
we won 3-0 against Vancouver,
No,
Montreal.
and then we beat FC Cincinnati the week before that.
Yeah.
Right.
1-0?
Yeah. No, we beat them like 5-4-1 or 5-1.
You're right. I thought there was a game we lost in
but
between.
we did. But what was more impressive was that we beat the Impact 3-0. Not so much that we scored 3, but that we scored 0, or that we didn't. Damn it, we've been away from it for a while. That we gave up 0 goals.
Right. It's the first time we haven't been scored on all season.
Thank you. This is gonna be a long pod.
Not because of content, just because our brains don't work. Yeah, it's true. We have had a little bit of a break.
We were on our
We had our international break,
right.
So, yeah. So we've got. We're going to talk about the tournaments that wrapped up in Europe first, before we move on to the World Cup, Le World Cup, as they say in France. Actually, I don't know. They call it in France.
Well done, Blake. Well done.
But yeah. So
All of our French fans turning us off.
we have 2 beer selections for this pod. I have brought the first one, which ties into Europe a little bit more. This is a listener beer.
Ooh,
Got a nice little surprise in the mail, based on a little something that I had shared a while ago on the Beautiful Game. This person picked up on, and they are like me. They are a mutual fan of the nerd stuff.
Uh-oh.
So
is this a Klingon beer?
Nope. Way cooler than that. This is not the ale. No, this is way cooler than that.
Is it beer from the cantina from Star Wars?
No.
Is it from Georgia?
Oh, no.
What's the company who does like the Star Trek beers? And,
No, what was the one that was
Here we
in
go.
Avengers Endgame?
Boys, the Champions League ended. We're in the end game now.
Okay, I told you.
Avengers Endgame. This article's from May 1st. This is the one I shared. Avengers Endgame raked in an estimated $1.2 billion over the weekend. But Marvel and its parent company Disney aren't the only ones winning. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, a small Georgia craft brewery, says they hope people across the craft brewing community feel the win that Marvel chose to feature craft beer in their blockbuster movie. A few weeks ago, we reported how Georgia beer fans spotted Thor drinking Athena, a Berliner-style Weiss from Creature Comforts in Athens, during one of the Avenger Endgame trailers. Now that the movie has been released, we can confirm that Athena isn't the only craft beer in Endgame. As Yoda would say in another Disney-owned franchise, there is another. And it's like I wrote this article. In a moment between Rocket Raccoon and Thor during Endgame, Rocket tries to motivate Thor by offering him beer. Thor asks what kind of beer. The next time you see the God of Thunder in the movie, the Asgardian is walking around with a beer. Walking around with a beer can that Georgia beer lovers will instantly recognize as Tropicália, the IPA that first put Creature Comforts on the map, which our other buddy from Georgia listens to the pod was like, oh man, I wish I had known before I moved to Portland. Like, you guys have never had that. So this beer is very popular. Tropicália, Tropicália, the IPA.
Who'd you get the beer from?
Hold up. That's coming.
Ooh,
Did you get it from Jared?
Ron, your can.
thank you.
Ferris, your can.
God bless you. Thank you.
And what's cool is Creature Comforts actually reached out to us on Twitter when I shared something about the article. And I was like, any chance you're down in Florida? They're like, not at this time.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
So this is, if you've seen Avengers Endgame, Thor gets real into craft beer. And it's like,
That's so funny.
as his life is going to crap post Thanos snap. So Tropicália, the Indian Pale Ale from Creature Comforts.
Excited to try this.
Let me real quick. I'll just give you a a quick little thing on the company itself, Creature Comforts. It said, what started out as a curious exploration of what we love turned into an uncovering our passion, following the passion, and finding happiness, which has allowed us to enjoy the creature comforts of life. Creature Comforts Brewing Company is truly our very own creature comfort. Our brewery is what makes us happy. It's what makes us feel at home. It's what comfort is and what puts us in our happy place. Creature Comfort is the end result of the story of our past and the starting point of the future, and we look forward to writing that story with you. And you can't get this beer down here in Florida, so I was very happy to have this sent to us. The Tropicália is an American IPA, a balanced, soft, and juicy IPA. Ripe passion fruit and citrus hop aroma led to a full fruit-forward hop flavor that washes over the palate, ending with a subtle bitterness. Some folks say they don't like hoppy beers, and to that we say that hops do not equal bitterness. To us, hops offer a plethora of flavors, not just bitterness. And in Tropicália, it's a beautiful, luscious fruit journey for your palate to enjoy without fatigue. Now that article, actually, I should give a little credit there from craftbeer.com that I was reading, written by Jess Baker. They go on to explain how that basically the beer became famous amongst the crew and cast, and they were always drinking it. So all of a sudden they get this email. Marvel says, "Can we meet with you?" And they're like, "What?" And these people from Marvel come to say, "Tell us the story of your craft brewery." I guess they just want like maybe a wholesome place associated to, I don't know.
Right.
So they said, "Tell us your story." They leave. They said, then like whatever it says, a few weeks later, whatever it says in the article, they get this thing saying, "We need 2 t-shirts that are this, and we need these types of beers." So we sent it, and there was no promise we would or wouldn't be in the thing, but then like, sure enough.
Right.
Wow, that's cool.
There it is. There it is.
How neat is that?
It says, yeah, Tropicália beer reaches cult-like status on Avengers set, that they would run and go buy it. Send someone before
That's so
like
great.
the day was done. It says when the directors of the final 2 Avengers film, Joe and Anthony Russo, realized a beer had reached cult status on the set, they were fascinated. As we understand it, some of the production assistants were leaving set to meet the truck when it would arrive at a nearby beer store.
That's great.
Chris Heron, Creature Comfort CEO, tells me an assistant eventually got Tropicália into Joe's hand and thought it was a great beer and thought it was interesting and that it had become such a thing. So they met with them and like, how cool is that?
That's so neat.
In a movie that's made $3 billion, whatever.
Right.
I mean, like in this small microbrewery that is apparently making a really awesome IPA. So before we taste it, though, actually, Ron and I,
did you say yet how
No.
you got some down yet?
I got a letter here from friend of the pod, Mr. Jared Ross.
Okay. He was texting me and saying that we need to send some down. I was like, no, just wait till you're coming down next. But apparently
Awesome.
he reached out. And, very cool.
Is the letter he sent me. Blake, I feel like you knew as I did that as soon as Thor was sitting at Avengers headquarters with this beer, I had to have it. I wish I'd been able to work on that scene and maybe get the beer. Then the only scene, he actually did work a bit on Avengers. The only scene of note he said he got to work on was the diner scene with the Hulk. But I didn't have the beer until recently. I hope you enjoy it. Both you and Ron are free to start drinking.
Oh, God.
However, I do have one stipulation. That's why I was like, we have to do this drink tonight. Yes. He said, I have one stipulation. Ferris must say something nice about Liverpool before he is allowed to have one of these.
Son of a bitch.
Don't go easy on him. Make him say something truly positive, or is that too difficult when you only have an 11 goal differential? Just remind him we never walk alone. Enjoy and hope to see you soon, Jared.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done. Well done, Jared.
Son of a bitch.
You didn't give him a can yet, did you?
Something nice. Yeah, no, I have a can over here. I haven't opened it up or anything. I said something nice about Liverpool.
What?
Last pod. Well,
Yeah.
I said something nice about what's his name?
Klopp? No, it doesn't count.
Virgil van Dijk.
Liverpool. So let's hear a Liverpool compliment.
And not one of those backhanded sideways ones either.
Yeah, because this beer's supposed to be really good. It's going to be worth it.
I really don't know if I can do this.
These are the same noises you made during the Moo Thunder challenge.
He was sweating a bit more, though.
Come on, you got something in you.
This
is the beer of the Thunder God, man.
Okay. Can I just? Am I allowed to just like say congrats on winning the UEFA Champions League?
But
Does that qualify
compliment?
it?
I think
That's
it's
not a compliment.
Yeah.
This is really difficult. I don't know if I can do this. Liverpool, you played very well and earned the Champions League trophy this year.
Oh, but that's good. No, I think
That's not a compliment. That's just stating fact. Come on.
I said they played very good and they deserve the champions.
well,
they
here,
won because they played well.
But here's the thing: any good compliment you give is easier this year because they did well, right? Like if they weren't doing well, it would be harder to give a compliment. They did well.
Liverpool, you have a very fun coach.
You enjoy watching Mohamed Salah score. He's so fun, right?
He is a brilliant player, and I do like him and watching him score. I like his daughter on the field too. I think that was very. So there we go.
I think that's like three things. That's good.
Jared, give me a bar of soap so I can wash my mouth out. Right?
And you're right. His daughter after the scoring.
Jared
was
Ross
very cute.
said to not be easy on him, so I'm not.
I wasn't.
That was a compliment to Mohamed Salah, not to Liverpool.
Plays for Manchester, or damn it, who plays for Liverpool? I'd like him to play for Manchester United. That'd be fun. But no, they did well. I complimented Virgil van Dijk the other podcast on him being the PFA Player of the Year, and I thought he was the best Player of the Year for his defensive ability in the back.
What's the thing that Liverpool does better than Manchester United that you wish Manchester United did?
Score goals.
That's awesome.
I mean,
can we isolate that?
That might
Can we isolate that?
actually might.
Right.
You said it faster than the other ones, but that actually might be the most brutal answer. So
stop balls from going in our own net. That would go a long way too.
Oh well, this was easier than I thought. Actually, Jared.
I mean, I say that, but I just watched, like I know you saw this, the Impossible Dream that NBC Sports did.
Oh yeah.
And I caught a lot of it, but I didn't sit and watch it full through. And I sit and watch it full through, and my lord, that gives me chills. And that's where United were at it. I mean, all sports franchises and all teams go through those ups and downs. There was at one point the New England Patriots were complete. Yeah, so they all go through ups and downs. Liverpool is right now in a very good spell and by all accounts on the rise.
Well, we will get to them in just a moment. But in the meantime, let's try some beer
please.
It's approved by Thor. Was there anything cool in the can? No, it's like a little. It's
got the ocean with a.
It's a very Florida looking can.
It looks like it should be from Florida.
Yeah, it got some palm trees.
A little sunset.
Ripe and juicy, aromatic and balanced.
Cool.
All right, from Athens, Georgia. All right, man. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, Jared.
That's so great. I love getting beer in the mail.
Oh, and especially this because I saw that article and was so upset that we couldn't get the beer
that smells
here.
Wonderful.
Oh man. And plus, I mean, Thor's just awesome in that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
You'll love the Thor stuff about the beer.
I haven't seen all like 20 of them that you have to that like all of the ones that have led up to this, but I've seen the last few and this one was good.
Yeah.
Long, but good.
Yeah, long, but it was entertaining the whole time.
Yes, it was.
All right, gents, here we go. Oh, wait.
What's going on? Nope, there he is.
Ron's getting situated. All right, cheers, guys.
Sláinte.
Avengers assemble.
That is tasty.
Good Lord, I know that was popular
real
on set.
tasty.
Especially filming
It's a
anytime
nice IPA.
when it was hot or something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well done.
Man, that's a really, look at your color on that thing. That's a real, it's almost kind of got a Pilsnery straw golden
And that
color
is like,
to it.
that literally tastes more tropical than I think any beer that I've ever had.
Yeah, and I've had beers that have
Like say that.
tropical name, yeah.
Right, but this does actually taste very tropical. It's weird.
Yeah, Jared, well done, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Skull, as they would say in Norway.
Sure.
Well, it's off the Thor thing.
Yeah. I am 33% Norwegian. Actually, it's down to like 22%.
Oh, man, so good.
That is tasty.
All right, guys, so let's get into it. Avengers Endgame. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so let's get into it. Some European Cups finished.
Company cups.
The FA Cup.
What the what?
Well, this game felt more like, what the? Oh, yeah, right. It's Man City versus Watford. Oh, your headline. Ass whooping mode initiated. A City win to earn the first domestic treble honors.
First ever.
Yep.
No English team has won the treble domestically. So as I was just talking about, Manchester United won the ultimate treble, that is Champions League, FA Cup, and Premier League. City won the FA Cup, Premier League, and Chupacabra Cup, or whatever that one's called.
What is...
So the 3 domestic cups, they clean sweep.
Swing.
And they didn't just win.
They annihilated.
6-0 in an FA Cup final.
Yeah.
6.
And a Watford team, like, nothing to lose. You're against Man City, so if you lose, you don't... You're not going to look bad, right?
Yeah,
but so you should be going in there to throw down, and man,
in a cup final?
Oh yeah, I just like
you got 2 hat tricks scored against you. Not like no, they didn't score hat tricks, but
yeah,
like holy crap! De Bruyne scored, Sterling scored, Jesus scored, Silva scored.
It was like you were playing FIFA on easy.
The T person was the only one that didn't score.
Yeah, it was not a good day for Watford. Good on them for getting there. Not a good day for Watford. Although, you got to admit, getting that treble does make you go, man, if you guys had just managed to stay in the Champions League and had been able to shoot for the 4.
Yep. That would have been crazy.
Ooh, man. That'd have been crazy. And maybe a better game than we got. We'll get to that later.
We won't get to that.
Yeah, Man City, they're good. We're going to get to Liverpool in a second, but I mean, moves have already started to be made. Arsenal's made some moves. Obviously, we'll get to Chelsea here in a second. That Hazard has made moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are going to shake things up, but I mean, I'm pretty confident next season's Premier League will be a fight for 3rd through 6th, and 1 and 2 are going to be Man City and Liverpool again. I mean,
it certainly looks that way.
Yeah.
It'll be a very interesting summer to see what a lot of the clubs do, to see how, not so much interesting to see what kind of 3 through 6 do in your Tottenham, United, Arsenals, but to see how exactly Man City retool and how exactly Liverpool retool. City losing a very big talisman of theirs in Vincent Kompany, which I believe the day after the FA Cup announced that he would be leaving the club and returning to his boyhood club, Anderlecht, as a player manager. You don't see that a whole lot, so he will be the manager and he'll play.
Yeah, this is pretty much his transition on.
Right.
So Vincent Kompany taking his first of a couple of coaching jobs before he comes back to Man City down the road to be there.
Maybe, but he's had a lot of injuries this season and last season, so
and they still did it without him. I mean,
so,
with him, but
man, it's smart. He is going out on top,
mm-hmm.
and he's going back to it's really cool to see so many players going back to their the club that got them started before they completely change the path of their career. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and he's going out on just an awesome note. If you remember, he was the game where he scored that screamer 2 weeks before the end of the season against Leicester, was it?
That sealed the game.
That sealed that 1-0. And had they drawn or lost that, they might not have won the title this year. So he sealed that, and he walks away as what Man City will consider an absolute legend at the club.
Yeah, and their win at the FA Cup and scoring the treble, first time in history, and that's what you leave on.
It's
you
great.
You can't beat that.
You can't go out on a higher note.
I just can't see. It may shake out differently, but I just can't imagine any of the other teams in the top 6 catching up to where Man City and Liverpool are, even after some retooling that's going to have to happen, because the rest of those clubs are going to be retooling as well.
Yeah.
Even if the streaks aren't as hot, I just will be shocked if you're not looking at 1 and 2, whatever order it is. But that's your order again. So FA Cup, Man City's really good.
Yeah, we pretty much knew that was coming.
Yep. Now we go to UEFA Europa League.
What a crazy final this was.
It starts with the insanity of being in Baku, which really, Baku?
Yeah.
Baku. Batu is the name of the Star Wars planet,
Yes,
that new Disneyland place.
Where are you going with that?
Because Baku doesnes sound like a star. Every time they said it, I was like, isn't that in the new? Oh, no, that's Jakku. It sounds like a Star Wars planet name. So Baku, did I say it right?
Yes.
Ukraine? Is that where it's at? No.
Well, you don't, you don't have Mkhitaryan.
Azerbaijan.
Mkhitaryan doesn't come in because he's Albanian and,
politically it's not a good,
at the moment.
Did you see the cops following the Arsenal fans that were wearing the Mkhitaryan jerseys and stuff? It was UEFA.
Not smart. Not smart.
This was
not smart.
Ridiculous. It's a
swing and a miss.
Yeah, this was just really dumb. Sorry, before we get to the game, just everything leading up to it, just screamed of just play this thing somewhere else. Just, you know.
For how hard it was to travel to get there.
And as they said, a terrible atmosphere because you've got these two, big London clubs. But here's the problem. You got these two Premier League big clubs that people out there who live there would love to see. But because of the ticket prices, the locals couldn't afford to go to the game.
Yeah. So the locals didn't go.
No. It's
maybe if they won them on a radio station.
Just a mess. There was just there's a lot of, I don't know, man. UEFA's got to get their stuff together. This was just poor planning. But it's a quiet first half.
0-0 at the half.
Both teams have chances.
No one capitalizes. It's kind of a lackluster start for both teams.
Yeah, it feels, the stadium atmosphere feels weird.
Yeah, it's got the makings of either a late minute 1-0 win or it's going to penalties.
The Twitter comment I figured I saw it was, to me, the most accurate was, it feels like I'm watching like another country where two random international clubs have come from somewhere else to have a friendly that no one knows.
That's pretty much true, except for the friendly part.
Right. It just was so dead. I was out of my mind annoyed during this game, and not because of the whooping that Arsenal would take. I was annoyed because the other failure is effing TNT and the Bleacher Report app.
What was that about?
Which sucks. And I went on in line when I was having troubles and finding it wasn't just me, and it wasn't just maybe a lot of people are trying to watch this game. People were complaining about NBA games and stuff. If you're going to cover a major European final, get your crap together. I literally watched the whole game in spurts of 2 minutes. And what I mean by that is I would get to watch 2 minutes. It would freeze the app. Oh. You didn't have to undo it, go back, or play the same 20-second Geico commercial again. And then, you go, okay, well, I started the game at the 0 minute. Now I'm back in at 5. It's 5.5 minutes. We're still 0-0. And we froze at the 6.5 minute mark. I get back in finally around the 11 minute mark. And that's how I watched. I was so angry. If you're going to, I know NBC had this situation when they first did the gold thing, and there was they had some hiccups, dealing with the technology, but they've been running this app for the whole year for NBA games, for other Champions League games, and Europa. It just was a mess. Just a mess. I was very frustrated. It did not make it better that as I started in the second half, the score kept getting very heavily weighted to Chelsea, and I was like, whatever.
It was one where I think I was in something as well and just happened to sneak a score and then sent the 1-0 text with a gif of the shirtless, very handsome Olivier Giroud that said 1-0 to Chelsea.
Giroud got the first goal in the second half and of the game, and it was cool. He refused to celebrate. He was all class. Yeah,
that was pretty slick on his part.
Arsenal Twitter went to fire saying, Look at that. Look how awesome that is. Why did we get rid of him? We don't have anybody tall to head in something from the corners right now?
Nope.
And
Yeah, but then after that, all of a sudden the goals just started flowing.
They did. Can we put a pause on that though and rewind just a little bit?
Sure.
Ron, as a Chelsea fan, were you keeping up with the news the days prior to the game?
Mm-hmm.
But I know where you're going with this.
But like, a lot of people were like, I was like, man, if Chelsea just gets their, I know this didn't happen, but if Chelsea just gets their butts whooped, like, is Sarri just going to like is he just going to run out of the stairs, just sit drinking a beer on the sideline? Because 15 minutes into their practice the day before,
He was almost gone.
he quit, or he quit the practice. He left, like he got angry and left the practice. And it just, I think you layer that with everything people have talked about with Sarri, and it was like, what is going on?
But they've been doing it all year, right?
Yeah,
for
but
a
the day
dumpster fire
before-
that they are at the moment, they got in third in the Premier League and are back in the Champions League because of third, but also back in because they went through this long, brutal tournament and won out.
No, I think there's a little hand waving there, though. I agree, but the day before a big final, like obviously it didn't go that way. If they'd lost, that would have been all the conversation, right? That's not what happened. But while I don't take anything away from Chelsea winning this game, but to say, man, they came in third, leaves off the half of Chelsea and Arsenal and Tottenham just choosing to not play their last 8 games or whatever it was in the Premier League. They slid down and literally, as we talked about prior, those 3 teams, it came down to who's going to screw up the least, which is kind of what happened. So, I mean, that news before, I was like, oh my gosh, it was. Here's my thing. I was afraid of seeing this the other way around. Even being an Arsenal fan, I was like, I hope that I didn't know how bad the club or the team or the players were lost, and I just didn't know what we were going to see. So even in the first half, with it kind of like it was,
Yeah, I think a big part of Sarri's frustration has just been signed to another team, right? I think Eden Hazard has frustrated a lot of managers in the past because he basically says, this is the style of ball I play. You brought me in to play my style of ball. I'm not coming back to defend. I'm not doing all these other things that most players in my position will be doing. I'm here to score goals and kick ass. And he does that.
Oh, without a doubt.
So I think the Italian style of ball is way different than the English style of ball, right? So I think this really frustrates Sarri.
Did he already go, or is he still at Chelsea?
Who?
Sarri going to go?
No, he's still at Chelsea.
Sarri's still here.
I mean, I heard rumors that he's talking to someone. I thought Sarri was out.
No movement yet.
Okay.
So I think the fact that Eden Hazard plays the way he plays, and rightly or wrongly doesn't care about the abuse he takes.
No. Maurizio Sarri, as of 4 hours ago, set to sign a 3-year deal with Juventus.
Well, he hasn't yet.
But he hasn't yet.
Oh, yeah,
it's rumored at the current time,
yeah,
right?
it's as done as Hazard was 3 days ago, though.
Wait, no, I thought Juventus just sign.
No. Chelsea managers were given the all clear to return to
Who
Italy
did Conte
from
just
Chelsea.
sign with? Inter, right?
Inter, yeah.
Inter, okay.
Which is funny because Sarri's going to go from coaching a frustrating player to another frustrating player in Ronaldo.
But check this
but
out.
he's not as much. I mean,
So Chelsea manager given the all clear to return to Italy from Chelsea. Juventus believe they won't even have to pay a fee. So I mean, Chelsea really is just saying, hey, if you want,
time to go.
If you want to go,
Right,
you can go. It's not going to get any better than this.
right.
Our
Europa. Seafaring Russian oligarch is scratching his head right now.
Well, and he's been on the docket trying to get sold too.
Yeah,
but you know what's cool? He was there.
Yeah.
Kroenke was not the owner of Arsenal.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he owns the freaking the Rams. No, they're not St. Louis, no, Los Angeles Rams. He's been the biggest complaint that Arsenal fans have had out of the I'm just trying to keep things profitable. Cool. You got to spend 1 year to try and do something.
Right.
And then
did you see the report after this game, or maybe it was the week of that? Arsenal will be given cash to spend this summer.
40 million?
40 million.
Yeah.
That buys you 2 pairs of socks and a shoe nowadays.
Just one shoe.
Well,
just one shoe, exactly.
They did make a move on. There's two. Well, I should say there's 2 players. Gotta forget which
40
club.
million.
It's a midfielder
if it's true, that's
if it's true, that's ridiculous.
I just saw an article talking about that though. That 40 was all they had.
That's not a lot, especially since Hazard moved for 100 and.
But that's
45.
45. So 100 million more than that.
I feel like Kroenke's running this thing like No Child Left Behind. In the sense that, sorry to be political, but that's the dumbest thing ever, because if a school is failing, we'll punish them by taking more money away and the kids will get better. No. And I feel like it's what Kroenke's doing. Hey, if you guys had gotten to the Champions League, I'd have given you 60 million, because I don't believe it would have been any better than that. Like, the dude, I mean, he really wanted the LA Rams to win the Super Bowl. They did not. He didn't even show up to this. What's he doing? Like, freaking, I mean.
Well, what's he doing? What's the club doing? You guys had the easiest run-in on the last 10 games and a great opportunity to do something else in another cup. And now it's just went to shit and you're still fifth. So it starts from the top down, and there's still a lot of rebuild to happen there. I think Emery is your guy. I think he's moving in the right direction, but if he's not given funds to do that and build the team the way he wants to, because you remember you guys made some moves last year, but you got Papadopoulos on like a free, I think.
Yeah.
And then you got what was the Juventus left back that also came on a free or whatever. Both 74
Torreira?
years old. No.
Not Torreira.
He was actually a good signing.
Torreira was a good signing.
Gosh, what's his name?
Sorry,
he's not played.
He came on for free too. So. And you didn't really spend that much for Torreira. You didn't really spend that much for Guendouzi, because they're both young and not well-known names, but nonetheless look like they're very good signings.
And you knew
you still need money to bring in a big-name center back. Arsenal could use a Koulibaly right now. They absolutely could. 40 million is not going to buy him, though.
No. I mean, for me, you just said it. I like Emery. Some people are complaining about him. But I'm like, guys, still you have to remind yourself, he got into the Europa final his first year.
Yeah.
Off a couple of bad years for Arsenal. So, I mean, and he did it with not a great setup on a team, or not a complete team,
like a very spotty back four.
He say what you want, but there's nothing to hold against him. I don't think there's anything you can hold against him.
Yeah, he's turned that club around dramatically in the time he's had. So you can't really blame him. It's a crime that they're not giving him more money, because you guys would easily be inside the top 4.
Well, I mean, here's
the better player.
Here's the thing:
in a few key locations,
if you can at least, I don't know, try to pull something off, try to win this sucker next year. Because if we had won, we'd have been out of the Champions League so fast, so fast. Not that the money's still not good, but we'd have been out of the thing.
You and me in the Europa League, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. Maybe you and me will be maybe it'll be us in the finals
all Thursday nights the entire year. But then let's play the final on a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
so
play the final on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's what I.
So great. And you'll
entire
probably
season you play every single game on Thursday nights here, but Thursday, whatever, or the Thursday afternoons here, Thursday nights over there, and then your final you play on a Wednesday. What? Why would you just play it that Thursday and then keep the Champions League final on that Saturday?
And
what's wrong with that?
What's frustrating, I wish you guys had scored in the first half.
Why?
Because all year long, Arsenal's on great. Remember, they had no clean sheets in the half. Like they were Arsenal 2 years ago, 3 and 2 years ago. You score first on Arsenal, they deflate. This match, they played exactly like the last 2 years of the Wenger Club, where and they just deflated.
Yeah, and maybe next year they'll play like on the Falkland Island or something. Maybe we could get them farther away.
North Korea.
Yeah, our first ever Pyongyang.
Pyongyang.
That's the one I'm thinking. Just but I mean,
the good news is you and I have very uncertain futures in front of us.
Oh yeah,
for our clubs.
I mean, who knows?
You want to raise my hand with that too? We're very uncertain.
I mean, yeah, all three of us. I mean, I think. Sorry, it's already happened, right? The Premier League vortex is happening, and we've only a few weeks after the season ended. But it is true. I mean, I think the three of us are the most volatile. I think the Spurs
in the top.
I think the Spurs should have ended the season in third, and kind of gave it away at the end
easily.
But they should have. I feel like I would still put them above the three of us going into next year. Depending,
not after Champions League.
I have no clue.
Well, I mean, again, that depends on small moves to get made. Well, here you go. Maybe that's our segue.
Sorry,
Ron, did you have anything else about?
No, I mean,
Chelsea,
like
Arsenal?
I said, I think our future is slightly more uncertain than Manchester United in the respect that
you guys can't sign anybody for the next
year.
I mean, your next two transfer.
Do you know what I'm jealous of you for?
And
maybe Ron's in the same boat. I feel like with like the history that why did I just forget his name? Your coach's name, your manager's name.
Solskjaer.
You have a better chance of the people giving him time to build a team. I'm worried between Emery and whoever you get, Ron, that you didn't do good enough. We'll just do this coach rotation.
Yeah,
that's what scares me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just keeps happening, and then the clubs never really get better.
Right, they just stagnate.
Yeah.
And we could have a new owner. So,
God, I mean, you know what?
Which is probably going to be better for us in the long run, but probably harder for us in the short term.
If you get a new owner, you'll end up higher than Arsenal next year. Because I do think that is a big problem with Arsenal. I think Kroenke, the American owner, who just doesn't seem to like. I mean, he was happy with how things were under Wenger. I mean, it even comes down to sounding like Wenger was like, I think I need to step away more than anything else happening. They still, they're just a mess. Here's 40 million. Why? Arsenal is in a position to me like Liverpool 4 years ago. Couple of right moves, you got a team that can compete for the championship. There's some good players on that club, but you have to make those moves.
And I will say, every Tottenham fan, every Leicester fan, every Watford fan, Wolves fan, Sunderland fan, they're all going wing to us right now.
Sure. We're first world problems over here.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. We got to compete in the championship.
Yeah.
In Jakku, where Star Wars happened. Baku?
UEFA Champions League final.
Ooh, guys.
There was a game
to forget.
Good Lord.
So I had a real rough week the week prior. So my goal was, I hope I can just stay awake for this exciting game that's about to happen. I don't want to miss anything.
Good luck.
Oh man, it was rolling into the first half. I was like, I want to see if I can take a nap during this halftime here. I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
Well, and it's a shame because these final games should be glorious, and that early pen just kind of threw the whole game into.
Let me throw it at this though: can the comeback that both teams respectively made against Barcelona and Ajax? I don't think you can tie. Those were the games.
No, correct.
Those were the experiences.
Yeah, but you would have at least liked to see a 3-2 game or a 2-1 where there's a little bit of something there. But the early pen just kind of just took the air out of everything.
Was it that Deadspin article I sent you? The Spurs can't go a minute, 30 seconds up, punch themselves in the
Yeah.
I think,
and a lot of people, it was a very shoddy pen, this, that, and the other, but it was a penalty. It absolutely was.
Here's a thought on this, because so many people are complaining about it. The definition of handball in the box, as we all know, is the ball touches your arm or your hand, when your hand is in or your arm is in an unnatural position, which that was.
He was parallel pointing. He was giving out directions.
Why are you pointing like that in the box? I don't understand.
So here's my theory. My theory is that the defender is talking to his teammate.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right? And so he can't really actually talk because the guy's behind him. So he's just pointing. Mane sees the point.
He might have gone for it,
and then goes for it.
But why is a defender or why is a player, period, do you do that in the box? You do that at midfield when you're trying to do not inside the box.
You lost track of where you were. A momentary lapse of judgment. It happens the time.
That's more likely. But
the other side, when people were saying
you gave him a free goal on that because it was a penalty. It hit his chest at first, but then he clearly looks at it and moves his arm down towards the ball that hit his chest and is going.
I'd argue Tottenham gave him two opportunities in the sense that Mo Salah kicked that penalty directly at their keeper.
Yeah, I mean that's a tactic that
I know, but
a lot of folks do.
It was a kick that, as he took it, I thought it was going to get saved. Right.
And that I kind of wish that would have happened. Not only because I'm not
that would have kept the game,
Liverpool, but that would have kept the game a little bit and would have brought it a little bit more lively of a game too.
I do think though, when people were freaking out about it being soft, I'm like, hold on, rewind. You have to look at it from the other side. The ball goes up, hits his arm, and he's in a natural position, and they don't call a penalty, and Liverpool loses 1-0. I think people would be melting down more.
Yeah.
Than
and again,
a soft
the definition of handball is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So it's a penalty whether you liked it or not.
And
any player can make the mistake any day, but it just happened that day.
I'm not glad that Liverpool scored a second, but it is nice that the game didn't end just on that one goal.
I was begging for that second goal when it was clear Tottenham wasn't going to get one in, going, please just get another one so that's not the story of the game, you know?
Where I think Tottenham screwed themselves, and I guess it's easier to look at this, hindsight now, but why start Harry Kane in this game?
That's a tough one.
Why?
You've actually had this argument with us, though, on the other side.
Yeah.
Where,
I know.
And not necessarily about Kane, but other players like, but this is the guy that...
But not coming off of a month's injury.
Yeah.
And my argument with it is, look at the team that got you here. Look at what Lucas Moura has done. Look at what Son has done. Look at how they've been playing. You play Kane, yes, 100%. But you bring Kane in like the 65th when you need a goal and you need a spark. Because if it's any question whether or not he should be in or not, and you bench him, he is itching and scratching and biting and pulling at his chance to get in the game. So when he gets in, he's going to be more effective and more lively with 20-ish to play, opposed to then starting the game off when you haven't played a competitive game in over a month.
And Pochettino was ready to win because he was in straight up James Bond bad guy outfit.
Yeah, wasn't he?
The all black tie. Like, look at that dude looking smooth. Like, I was like, woo, dude, check him out. The Klopp over there.
But man, all the way into stoppage time, Klopp commanding the troops. So great.
Yeah.
I love to watch that guy win.
And I'm glad he finally got his Champions League
because he's always lost
final trophy, because he's been in it 3 times now. Once last year, obviously Liverpool, and then twice before with Borussia Dortmund, and lost each of them. He lost a UEFA Europa League one, a Champions League one with Dortmund, and then obviously the Champions
I won't lie, though,
last year to Madrid.
The Arsenal-Chelsea match ended 4-1 for the Europa final. I went, oh my God, the Spurs are going to win the Champions League. And it will be the worst
for it. I was hoping for it
ever for any Arsenal fan, or not even year. For that'd be awesome.
I was hoping for it because I'm going to be very honest. I was hoping that Chelsea would beat Arsenal on that. I really was.
You needed to have a buddy in the Europa League with you.
You're damn right. Everybody needs a friend. But I mean, Liverpool, they beat Barcelona, and then in that comeback, and they couldn't be stopped. And I believe Virgil van Dijk won the player of the game, in this.
But you know what's cool about that? Because where
defender winning, it's fantastic.
where it was boring, but where Liverpool looked brilliant, they got that early goal, and then they just sat back and controlled.
Yeah.
And it was not exciting, but it was smart. And a guy that, as you said, had already been there 3 times to the dance and wanted to win one. And
do it at that point. Do what you can to win. And
you have a team that you could say, no, let's keep the press, this Gegen press, get another goal, and then relax. But he actually, I was surprised at that tactic. But it's like he knew something. It's like he knew there was a spark missing out of Kane or something. He knew. It's like, well, we'll be fine. Just hold on to that ball.
Yeah, just grind the team down.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a shame Tottenham had a really great season, but they slipped to 4th. They need things to go their way to stay in top 4. And then they get to the Champions League final, but they lose. It's rough.
Yeah, but I mean, and we were going back and forth on all that. Keep in mind, they signed 0. They signed nobody this season.
But does that not then beg the question of
would have gotten them over that? Yeah,
yes.
I understand that, but that's possibly, maybe, who knows, whatever. If Kane would have stayed fit for the last quarter of the year,
but you don't have any control over that. You do have control over if you're going to bring any players or not.
But you don't have any control of the players that you bring in are going to be effective in their roles.
Well,
so
my fear for the Tottenham fans would be: can you hold these? You have something to build with this group. Can you hold this group together?
Well, apparently not. I think Eriksen's on his way out. If reports from yesterday are true, he wants out, and that's a big piece.
That's a huge,
really, really big piece. It's not the Son, Dele Alli, and Kane piece, but I do think Eriksen is a very big piece for them. Which means
Eriksen
they need some midfielders to come in.
Eriksen had that, whatever that spark is, that when none of your attacking players are firing that day,
he had a shot from the outside.
He gets a
spark.
Right, he gets a shot from like 30 out and purely nets it, and then all of a sudden everybody's back.
Yep.
He's like the reset button for Tottenham.
Yep.
If he goes, there's
by all accounts he is.
That's I think
you got to bring him. But I mean,
and
that's Tottenham's kind of way. You lose these big players, and hopefully they get a lot for him, and they turn around and they spend that. That's what they did with Bale. So hopefully they can do that with him. Be a very interesting off season for all of those Premier League clubs that we just named, though, for sure.
I like you threw up the rest of Europe in here real quick, so we can look at the other leagues, how they ended. Ferris, you got this one as it says on your.
We'll just do it real quick because then we have the Women's World Cup.
We're gonna pull an audible.
Are we?
Yeah. Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up Europe. Let's wrap up this pod, and we'll fire up the recording and do a second one. So we do a clean stall World Cup pod.
Love it. Cool.
All I gotta do is hit record, stop, and hit it again, and we're good to go.
Power technology.
Love it, man.
Love it. Cool.
Because you know what? It's 2 big topics.
Right. And this was, and we did have the Endgame beer, so let's just end it. But yeah, love it.
Oh, look at that.
That was terrible.
Man.
Okay. Anyways, the Bundesliga came down to the last day, but Bayern Munich, 78 points, wins the Bundesliga once again. Dortmund had a fantastic year and really should have won it, but they let Munich back into it. And the last day, you knew Munich was just going to win.
Kind of the Liverpool Man City thing, in a way.
Yeah, it was so close.
Yeah.
So Bayern Munich finished on 78 points. Borussia Dortmund on 76 points. RB Leipzig on 66 points. And Bayern Leverkusen on 58 points rounds out your Champions League spots. One of my favorite teams to say, Borussia Mönchengladbach, will be joining us in the Europa League because they finish in 5th. On to the Serie A. It was kind of wrapped up a few weeks back, but Juventus, of course, finished first with Cristiano Ronaldo. They finished on 90 points. He was not the Golden Boot, which everybody thought he was kind of going to be, but he did have a good year and has won yet another Champions title in his third country now.
It is
which
nuts,
is kind of insane.
though, if that's where Sarri does in fact go. They just want it's just
and he goes there.
Yeah,
Napoli finished in second on 79 points. Atalanta with a fantastic season finished on 69 points.
Nice.
On goal differential.
Oh, yeah. And Inter Milan is sneaking, I don't say sneaking, But definitely, it was a hell of a last game for them. They round out the top 4 on 69 points, just getting past AC Milan, who finished in 5th. So that's your top 4 in the Serie A. In La Liga, this too was kind of wrapped up a few weeks back, but Barcelona finished on 87 points, Atletico Madrid on 76 points, Real Madrid, way off the mark on 68 points. Although they finished 3rd, and yes, they're back in the Champions League, a really rough year for them, really, really rough year. And then Valencia finished in 4th on 61 points, and then a random kind of up there in 5th, Getafe. Finished in 5th, so they will be with us again in the
I think you'll
Europa
see
League.
Real Madrid do all right. I think Hazard's going to be a good addition.
Certainly helps, and Zidane back too, so that's key.
Yeah. Boom. So let's wrap this one up then. You make sure you leave us a review if you don't mind on Apple Podcasts as it's switching from iTunes. We'll get a koozie and a magnet out to you if you do. As always, follow us on Facebook, the Twitters, the Untapped, so you see what beers we're trying, and we don't know what you're trying as well. Our Instagrams, I think that pretty much covers us for everything. Websites, thebrutalgame.com. You know the deal.
Jared Ross, great beer pick.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for the beer by mail.
Man, so good. That was a happy little package to get in the mail.
Yeah, it is.
That was nice. Yeah, well, we have been texting about it. He's like, should I send you guys down something? I said, no, man, just wait till you get down. You have to send us down anything. But no,
I appreciate
he reached out to you for a specific.
Yeah, I appreciate Jared, our mutual love of all things Marvel. That is nice. Yes. That was very nice. All right, gents, shall we?
Yeah.
Love the beer. Cherish the game. The brutal game.
Bye, Hazard.